Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mage,
This is Dovekie.
and we're going to go ahead and unpause. So we're going to go ahead and bring you a game on Blasted Lands. This is going to be the round one map for the PlayFFA tournament. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mage. Shit, let me go ahead and pause this on Twitch. Sorry about that. But yeah, so it's a very quick map. Pretty much all the games have been around an hour or under so far. And this is one of the custom ones that was just recently held, so hopefully our players will have figured out the creeping patterns and stuff like that. But most of you probably not heard Dovekie cast before, so why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name's Dovekie. I don't know, generally a Night Elf player. I started FFA a few years ago, and I've had pretty good success in it. I really enjoy playing the game, and spent a lot of, or not lately, but I spent a lot of time theory crafting about it, and I don't know, you probably see me around in the forums a lot. Probably know me if you're into FFA.
Yeah, if you're unfamiliar with the forums, it's the playffa.net forums. I know that a lot of you on YouTube have not yet checked that out, but you absolutely should. As Dovekie mentioned, there's a lot of great content on there. So why don't we go ahead and cover some of our first thoughts on the map, just by looking at it. What stands out to you?
Let's see. Well, you start with 2 free expansions, which is pretty crazy. So you can propel yourself into a really high-end army very quickly. Everybody has access to a personal goblin lab, so that gives that gives all races, but especially human and orc, access to like a fully upgraded tier 3 army.
Yep,
quicker
absolutely.
than on most maps.
It should be noted that if we go down and we can see that Shaved is creeping one of his expansions right now. I believe it is the other expansion is actually an air expansion, so it's not a hard one, but it is something that you have to be prepared for. Perhaps it favors Night Elf a little more because of the early Archer opening that can take it down quicker, and maybe puts Undead at a disadvantage since until you get either Gargoyles or Fiends, Web is not available.
What time are you at? What time are you at right now?
225.
25. I don't remember you saying unpause, but I'll catch you.
Sorry, I said it during the introduction. I said go ahead unpause. Yep, so I'll go ahead and pause it at 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Let me know when you are there. We'll go ahead and talk a little bit about the players on the map now.
I'm there.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, unpause. In the top left corner, we have Magadansky playing Undead as per usual. Looks like he's going for a fairly standard Fiend opening there. To the right of him, we have Alien, who randomed into Night Elf. He is going an Alchemist first approach.
Yeah.
Should be interesting. I wonder if this is because of the Creep Camp, or just one of his standard plays I haven't really paid attention to. But Alchemist, always an interesting choice. The problem with Night Elf is it does feel like sometimes you're sacrificing something else in order to get it. In the bottom right corner, we have SuperCumulo, who is going for a typical Archmage approach. Interesting, though, he does not go for a fast expansion here the way that we can see Shaved has gone. He is now going to the Creep Camp with the air, so we can see it's a Bronze Drake and 4 Dragon Whelps there. Certainly nothing that's going to be terribly challenging, but it is going to prevent you from taking both of them very, very quickly.
Yeah, probably Elf can get that the quickest.
Yep, that would be my initial impression. Perhaps when you get the Archmage up to level 3, 2 of the Water Elementals will help you take that down, or if you went for Rifles. But I think it will disadvantage Undead from grabbing a second expansion early on, and probably Orc as well, unless you go for a Headhunter army. So we can see, just going around here, Maga about a quarter of the way up in his tech, as is Alien. Cumulo has gone for the quickest tech with his keep, and Shaved, meanwhile, has a much slower one. But he did get the expansion up. Unfortunately, Cumulo has gone ahead and predicted this, and looks like he's going to go ahead and harass it now. Perhaps take him out, because Shaved is not very strong at the moment. He actually is just now putting up his Arcane Vault. I do not see a barrack, so looks like his Kimble may not pay off here. But this
What's the point of that early aggression?
I suspect that Cumulo is going to go ahead and just take out Shaved, And it was something I was wondering about last time I saw maps on Blasted Lands, was it seems like it would be very beneficial to control either the top or the bottom, and that the 1v1s will typically break out that way, just because it will allow you easier access to gold mines without them getting harassed the way it would be if you're going top and bottom. I'm not sure if the games will play out that way, but that was just my initial impression.
Isn't that interesting how fast the Town Hall drops? Like 1500 HP, you're able to kill it really fast just because you have footmen. The footmen do, when you think fortified, you think a lot of extra health, but melee units almost do not full damage, but they do 70% damage. So they do even more damage than heroes to buildings. So you can take it out really fast with ghouls or footmen, but archers or fiends couldn't do that at all.
Yeah, and we see that Shaved is going for a couple of towers here, but has not tried to hide a barracks or anything along those lines. Interesting strategy on his part. I wonder if he has somewhat given up, or if he really isn't very scared by this rush and thinks he can repel him. Based off the way the Arcane Vault is going down so quickly, though, I think he probably should be a little bit scared at least. However, this could cripple both the players, because Cumulo is on his way up to Castle. However, he's sacrificing having expansion. We can see both Maga and Alien have at least one up. Alien is in the process of putting his second one up. Grabs the Flute of Accuracy, an excellent item drop there for him. And Magadansky about to hit level 3 on that Death Knight in the meantime.
Yeah, usually with the Alchemist first, you want to at least get one Ancient of War creep, because he's got so low armor that he can't take damage at all. But this map looks perfectly fine for, you don't even need to do that, because you could take out the air creeps pretty easily, and the other expansion creeps also, like, easy. So you get a free level 3 Alchemist, which is usually his weakest point is levels 1 through 3, but it's pretty nice being able to get him high quickly and safely.
Yeah, and it's a little hard to tell what the hero levels are going to look like just based off the early creeping patterns, but we can see that there are still a number of creeps for both Alien and Magadansky left, while they've got level 3 heroes already, so probably able to get at least 4-2-1, maybe a 5-2-1 or a 4-2-2, depending on how quickly their techs go. Lich is on the way out right now, and I'll be interested to see if he is going for web. It does not appear that he is trying to put up web right now, so probably going to use gargoyles to creep his extra expansion, which, the more I think about it, the more of a disadvantage this really does appear to be for undead players, since it's going to be pretty tough for them to grab that second expansion unless they do decide to go for web or go for quicker gargoyles and sacrifice the tech a little bit.
This also looks like a map where you could do maybe a straight Garg tech with undead. Because
yeah, actually, that's true.
You get to tier 2 really quickly. I mean, we've seen you can get rushed, but I don't know if you're gonna rush an undead. Oh, he just lost his lich.
Yep. And Alien does appear to be able to have his way with this. I think Magadansky just sticking around, trying to get off a coil on the Chieftain right now and steal that, but Alien, wise to what's going on, probably after playing Maga a million times and thinking that that might not be the best idea for his health. Lich was just level 1, should be out momentarily, and it does look like Maga is going to stick around and harass Alien a little bit. Alien is about a quarter of the way to tier 3.
Maga's pretty prideful when it comes to you creepjacking him or something. He'll stick around and bother you.
Yeah, although it's actually Magadansky that creepjacked Alien in that scenario.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, Alien had already started on the creep right now, and I guess Magadansky just figures he really doesn't have any units, nothing else to do, can't creep. But will be interesting to see if he loses the Death Knight there. Alchemist just so incredibly fast, doesn't even have a boots on it yet. So
yeah,
with
if he had
Chemical
boots,
Rage and boots, that will be interesting. And here we go. We can see that Shave now.
He died.
Yep, died to acid bomb. We can see that Shaved is putting up his second expansion, and interesting play here by Cumulo. He did not pressure after the early harassment taking down the expansion, and instead decided to just go for a little bit of creeping, but I mean, honestly, the Archmage has barely any hero levels behind it. Mountain King is out, and he's just now getting his first expansion up. Seems like a little bit of a mistake to play the way that Cumulo has so far.
I don't know too much about Cumulo and Shaved. Is Shaved Letzev?
Yes, and apparently after me pronouncing his name incorrectly one too many times, he decided to go ahead and just change his name to Shaved.
How'd you mispronounce Letzev?
I don't know. I think I said let's shave.
Okay.
Yeah, because it used to be let's have some fun, and then he changed it to let's have. And I guess I thought there were two S's. I don't know. He swears that story is true, but I'm not convinced.
That's pretty funny.
However, Cumulo has a complete solo background, I believe, although he has played quite a bit on the PlayFFA ladder, got ranked in the top 10 several times. I mean, as we know, that doesn't necessarily indicate skillfulness. I'll be interested to see how he manages to handle a game against some people who play free-for-all quite a bit more. Does look like he is going to be able to take down Shaved, though.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to get rushed out like that.
Yeah, although you don't feel too bad for Shaved, considering he saw the rush coming and still hasn't produced a whole lot of units in the 10 minutes it's taken since then. So, that may be a case of not playing terribly smart. Mountain King does go down. Archmage is very low, but on the way back. And now it does look like Cumulo is going to get some of the experience back that he's missed from his creeping. But I think that Alien is off to the best start so far. About halfway to level
definitely.
5 on the Alchemist, about halfway to level 3 on the Keeper of the Grove, and has several other creep camps he can hit.
I wonder why he got a Keeper of the Grove second with 2 humans and an undead in the game. I mean, you'd think you'd want a quick level 3 panda.
You would think so, and the only thing I can think is that either he's going for some foolish 2-hero strategy and decided Keeper of the Grove was more important, or he's going for perhaps a Dark Ranger as a 3rd hero and going to ignore the panda. I mean, it seems kind of blasphemous as an elf, but I can't think of a whole lot of reasons that you would pick Keeper of the Grove before the panda. Honestly, I can't think of a whole lot of reasons to get Keeper of the Grove as your 2nd hero as opposed to 3rd in general, though.
Yeah. The only time you wouldn't want a panda is versus orc. But versus undead and human, you need a panda. You can't fight tanks without a panda. Like, you just can't do it. And you're gonna... I mean, the Alchemist can help versus Gargs, but you still want the panda.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And it adds even more reason. I mean, an Alchemist plus a panda is really an incredibly strong combination. And what you're missing by taking the Alchemist usually is your Dark Ranger. However, against an Undead, if you grab the Keeper of the Grove as your 3rd hero, then that combination is very, very strong in Hippogriffs versus Gargs.
I think Alch, Panda, Keeper of the Grove is stronger than Dark Ranger first against Undead, and at least as good versus human. The Dark Ranger doesn't, I mean, provide a whole lot against late game human. I mean, they're both good heroes, but I don't know.
It depends on where you're worried about. I think most Night Elf players probably feel more comfortable with grabbing that Dark Ranger as their 1st hero, but Alchemist certainly is very popular, perhaps takes a bit of a different game style to approach it. Cumulo going to lose both of his mortar teams here to the harassment from Shaved. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at our economy. So Shaved, although he appears to be pretty much out of it, does look like he is trying to rebuild at his expansion. He's got about 1,600 and 900. Cumulo's got a solid 50 food army staying at 50, and he's at 1,500 and 400, although he has 2 0 upgrades and 0 0 upgrades. Could prove to be a problem for him later on, should either Alien or Maga decide to hit him. Alien going up to 80, he's at 1,400 and 200, does have his 2 expansions, and Magadansky on his way in. Let's see, he's got a 80 food army and 500 and 900. Solid army here for Magadansky. He does only have 2-1 upgrades right now against a bunch of 2-1 hippos, so it's going to take a little more micro on Maga's part in order to pull off this fight. And there we go, so it was a panda as the 3rd hero. I'm very confused as to why he went Keeper 2nd.
It does look pretty bad for Cumulo right here, unless he can get like 4 more Hippogriffs out.
Alien, you mean?
Yeah, Cumulo.
Yeah. I was going to say, wait, did Cumulo somehow lose this fight? How'd that happen? No, you're right. Alien is not in great shape. However, he does have a bear out for Roar and 2-1 upgrades. I think he should be able to take this fight, presuming that the Alchemist is able to do a bunch of damage with Acid Bomb. The Panda being only level 1 right now could really hurt him. I mean, a level 3 Panda as opposed to level 3 Keeper of the Grove, you would think that that would make a big difference, but there we go. Magadansky is going to be forced to TP out here. Lost about 13 food there.
Yeah, but look how much value he got out of the fight. All his Gargs are low HP, and not very many of them died at all, while Alien lost all his Hippogriffs. And now he's... I don't know. He was above 80 for a second, but...
Yep, he was above 80. He's going to go back down to 80, killing off some of his own units. Magadansky actually lost a little more than we saw there. I guess some of the gargoyles were hidden, but he lost about 13 food in that fight. And he does have a third expansion going up as we're speaking, actually. So if he can maintain an aggressive foothold there, he'll be in very good shape. Did hit level 5 on the Death Knight, always important, and has his Dreadlord out as well. Grab the Scourge of Bone Chimes, which will be interesting to see. He's going to keep that, so I guess he's going to attack for both of his spells. And then down on the bottom side of the map, does look like Shaved is going to be finished off here momentarily. I do not see any peasants hiding any buildings. So, presumably, Cumulo will go ahead and knock him out of the game, which will bring us to a 3-way. Always interesting to see how that will be dealt with, although Shave looks like he may go hide some buildings now, actually.
Do you agree with the choice of making more Dryads rather than Hippogriffs versus Maga?
No, not really, because...
Yeah, I don't like Ground versus Maga.
No, especially with the way that he plays his Gargoyles. I mean, I just think that you get so much better value for Hippogriffs. It could be partially because I don't bother to micro my army very much. Keeping the growth very low, and looks like it may go down, so it does go down. Maga strikes first and takes it out very, very quickly there. And this looks like it's going to go into Magadansky's favor this time. Although, it does look like he is backing up a little bit, and the Hippogriffs actually, what ones there are, look like they're doing good damage right now. Thought this, after the initial engagement, this fight was going to go very much into Maga's favor, but Alien looks like he's doing a nice job of holding this off.
Cause he like focused all his stuff on the Keeper of the Grove, and Acid Bomb and Haze Fire hit his Gargoyles, and will die in 1 second under those debuffs.
Yeah, and he does have a Scroll of Healing, actually, so surprised that he did not pop that one off, and also surprised that Magadansky is not going to go ahead and just TP out here. Loses the Dreadlord there to a nice stomp from the Ursa Warrior. Does not have a TP, actually. Had not noticed that before.
Oh.
So that is the peril of only having one TP at a time and then forgetting to replace it, I suppose. Magadansky is down to 48 food right now. Will be interesting to see if he's going to go... Alien's attacking with Ancient War, so he has to go up. There's no way that he's going to be allowed to hoard at 50 right now. And Shaved actually keeping his hidden building in the game may be the best thing that's happened to Cumulo, because it's going to force, well, not force, but Alien and Magadansky will continue to duke this out since all 4 players are in the game, theoretically at least. Alien is not scouted at all. Magadansky is aware of what's going on, but probably wants to try and gain a little more levels off this if possible. And looks like he's going to go for the Chieftain, see if he can grab an item at least half as good as the one Alien got. He picked up the Spell Shield earlier on. Magadansky going to lose this expansion right now, trading it off in order to take down the other one. Let's see what item is going to drop from the Chieftain. Shaved was defeated there. Ring +4. Certainly not what you're hoping to get there.
The only hero that really wants that is the Alchemist.
Yep. Maybe he can trade. Maybe Alien will be crazy and we'll give him the Spell Shield for the Ring +4, but Alien does look like he's going to go ahead and move on to this attack. And we can see he's changed his army over pretty much entirely to either Hippogriffs or Dryads. Only 2 Chimeras remaining in this army. And it's 60 food against 85 right now. Alien looks pretty determined to take Magadansky out.
Yeah, but now Alien's surrounded, which kind of sucks. I always hate when this happens. Like, someone dies, and all of a sudden you're the one surrounded.
Yeah, although on a map like this, it's big enough, I'm not really sure I would consider it a surround. He's got 2 expansions up at least, and probably could gain a third one. I do think it's more important to figure out which way the teaming is going to fall in a 3-way, because while Cumulo did take... Shaved out, I'm not sure that either Magadansky or Alien are terribly concerned with his gameplay based off what we've seen so far and them playing earlier. Also, Alien very carelessly losing these Chimeras. He does have a staff, doesn't he? Yeah, he's got one on the Alchemist. Could use another one for sure. But yeah, Magadansky trying to play the kiting game, which is his forte. He has almost gotten his army back up to 80 food. 3-2 upgrades for him. We've got 3-2 for Alien as well, and Cumulo has gone down to 50. Only has 1 expansion right now, though. Seems somewhat of a waste to be down that low, take somebody out, and not bother. But here we go. We're going to have another fight between Alien and Magadansky. Did we see that scroll pop yet? Let's see. Yes, we did. So Healing Ward up. The scroll has gone off, and this fight looking like it's not going Alien's way. Took one earlier from Magadansky, but he is going down very, very quickly right now and needs to TP out before some of his heroes get focused down. We do not see a TP on the Keeper of the Grove or the Pandaren Brewmaster. Keeper goes down. That is part of the reason you keep a Potion of Vulnerability or a TP on it. And the Chimera does get staffed out there, but that could be a waste. Passes the TP over to the Panda. Smart move, so he doesn't lose that as well.
What's interesting is even though, like, he was in a really bad position, he didn't really micro well. He left his Alchemist slept when he could have abolished it. There was so many things he could have done better. He still killed like 35 food from Maga just because Acid Bomb and Haste Fire does so much damage. Everything has -5 armor, takes like 400 damage. Gargs only have like 415 health, 410 health. So like you can play really bad and make the wrong decisions, but like you still cause your opponent a lot of damage just because your hero combo's good.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's also the advantage of having Hippogriffs against Gargoyles. I mean, as a Night Elf player, I love the fact that Hippogriffs really take absolutely no micro, and you can just send them in there and they will auto-attack the Gargs, as opposed to Gargs, which you have to make sure they don't occasionally focus down the wrong unit, so.
Yeah.
There are some perks to being Night Elf. Not a whole lot of them, but a few more than being Undead, I suppose. We do see Death Knight is almost level 6, Lich is about halfway to level 6, but that Dreadlord's still very, very low. If you were in Alien's position, would you be trying to focus down that Dreadlord at all, since it does seem very weak? It does now finally have a Scroll of Town portal, though. Or are you just going to be focusing on doing mass AoE damage to these Gargoyles, taking down as many as possible?
Well, yeah, what I would do is, it's really hard for the Undead to deal with it, is just, you put 2 AMS potions on your heroes. Like Mag is getting slaughtered right now, but and you just cast your AoE spells on the Gargs, and then you entangle and right-click a hero with your gems, and if it has Acid Bomb on it, it'll do more damage than Coil can heal. So they will have to TP, and they will lose their Gargs. It's almost completely unfair for Undead unless you have a lot higher hero levels, but Mag is just a much better player than Alien. Well, I don't know much about Alien. I've seen his human, it's pretty good, but like you could tell he's not a fan of Elf because he just said Elf is a terrible race. But if he's having trouble with Undead, I don't know.
Good luck with the other races.
Yeah.
It does appear that, to be fair, he did take that fight pretty convincingly just because he was able to take those down quickly. Just a quick note, AMS potion does get devoured by destroyers, right?
Yeah, but you have to devour and then sleep.
Yeah.
And
no, I certainly agree with you. But I just wanted to make sure that I was not factually incorrect before I went ahead and spouted that off somewhere. So we do see that Magadansky actually is keeping a hold of his Scroll of Resurrection for some reason. I wonder if he's just waiting to go below 50, or could you think of an actual useful instance that he might use it?
Say that again?
So Maga has a Scroll of Resurrection on his Death Knight. Do you think he's holding on to that just to sell below 50, or can you think of an area where maybe that would actually come and be handy later on?
No, he's probably just being greedy. I can't picture him ever using that. And also about the anti-magic potion thing, it's anti-magic potion can be dispelled. Anti-magic shield can't be. So if you cast it with Banshees, you have to do the magic damage. You can't like dispel it. But with the potion, you can. But you're also immune, so you can't take magic damage.
Yeah. No, certainly one of my favorite potions there. And so let's go ahead and take a look at Cumulo, because I feel like we haven't talked about him in a while. Somehow has 0 wood.
0 lumber.
Yeah. I thought that actually Magadansky and Alien had called peace, but it looks like that is not the case based off the fact that Alien is running through the middle of Magadansky's base right now. There we go. He's just trying to force Maga to show his army.
Yeah, I've played Alien
once
or twice, and he's just as hot-headed as I am. Like, if he's mad at Maga, he's just gonna keep fighting Maga. At least from my experience. I've only played him a couple times, so I don't know how he always is, but that's how he was in our games.
Yeah, he's one of
the heal scroll.
Yep, absolutely. We can see still these gargoyles just taking so much damage. Pops another heal scroll there, and the alchemist getting very low, gonna be forced to TP out, and these players do keep trading the fights back and forth, so that's gonna be another fight in Magadansky's favor, but he's got 2 level 6 heroes now, as opposed to just the level 6 on the alchemist, and then 4 and 4. So interestingly enough, Panda has managed to get itself up to above the Keeper of the Grove in terms of experience already, thanks to the fact that
look what Cumulo's going to do. He's going to go Invis Mort, use Invis Mortars to kill Alien.
Yeah, and this is pretty much the one race that you can do it against, since no Night Elves are going Priestess of the Moon anymore. Oh, there we go, actually. So a perfectly timed Dust of Appearance, and Paladin is gonna be revealed. We'll see if he can actually. The Mortar team's gonna back off there, so not gonna work out for Cumulo, and he's gonna have to TP or just let the Mount King die, because why
not? He doesn't know what's going on. Put the question mark. Like, I don't know what he's thinking either.
But Paladin looks like it's probably gonna go down as well, so I'm really confused as to why Cumulo didn't just go ahead and TP out there.
Oh, he let the Ancient of Wind take the hit. You gotta uproot it when stuff like that happens. He didn't get experience for that kill.
Yep. Anyway, Cumulo is at 3,600 and 1,100. We have Magadansky at 2,700, 2,100, and Alien is at 4,700, 1,400. But Alien at 50 right now, gonna start hoarding for a little while. Magadansky's up to 69. Be interesting to see if he's gonna try and perhaps tome Cumulo a little bit, just because he has been scouting with that shade and knows Cumulo has pretty much no hero levels. And if he happens to see this mortar army, then that would be perfect timing for Magadansky to take him out.
Is Cumulo just trolling, or like is this what kind of game is this?
This is just a custom game. I mean, it's an in-house game, so it is for bot experience, but I have no idea.
Okay. Yeah, because his gold mine is still like half HP. He has a terrible base. You could kill him with like 4 Hippogriff Riders and heroes.
Yeah. Yeah, also the fact that he built mortars, which are useful about 1 in 58 games. I mean, maybe if Alien had decided to go for a lore army, it would be an interesting decision. Alien is pumping up to 80 as we speak, by the way. Magadansky deciding to go for full-out greed mode here. 5 expansions now with the ones he's putting up, and he's going to try and take out Cumulo, get some easy experience, and get that Dreadlord up to level 6. If he gets Infernal, I don't see a way that Alien will be able to keep up with him in the fights.
Yeah, Alien just needs... He let Maga get so much of the map.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is the problem with Night Elf in general. I mean, players these days in general, but Night Elf especially is Night Elves don't scout. There's no easy way to do it without the Priestess of the Moon. You need to send out a Hippo, send out Fairy Dragon, something along those lines, but I don't think he has any idea of what the map looks like in terms of Magadansky. And yeah, if you switch over your vision to him right now, he thinks Magadansky has a single expansion.
No, because you can see he's counted the Blight in the middle for 2 expansions at least, and I'm sure the far left one, like in Maga's corner, I'm sure he knows he has that. So I bet he thinks Maga has at least 3.
Could be, but if he does think that Maga has 3, then he is playing incredibly passively for somebody who's being out-expanded and has lower hero levels. And there we go, so the Mortar team's all going to be taken down, and this is just going to be pretty much a feast for free experience here. This is the problem with Mortar teams, is a good Undead has a shade everywhere, and they are going to be very, very easy to be taken down. Dreadlord not gaining that much experience, but every little bit is going to help here, and Cumulo pretty much has absolutely no chance. I really am curious as to if he is trying right now and what the strategy was behind it.
Morts make that satisfying sound when you kill them. It's those units with long death animation sound. You just like feel like you're getting something out of it for every kill.
Yep, so he's got a few knights he can feed to Magadansky as well. Looks like he is going to go for trying to just do some harassment damage, which actually may be annoying just because it's going to take Maga so long to kill off most of these buildings. Alien getting actually kind of low on gold now. Maga up to 2,700. He is mining quickly, but also losing alkalites readily to Blizzard there. Apparently did not feel the need to take him off the mine.
Yeah, he needs to attack Maga. I would go 100 and like mass up on scrolls, get roar, and attack his base. I don't think Maga can win a 100 food fight. He'll easily win the long run because he has more gold, more bases, better heroes. But I don't think he'll win a 100 food fight. Like killing his expansions, I don't know how useful that is. Just kill his base and worry about that later.
Yeah, and that is the way that every undead player says that you get to them is take the fight to their base, prevent them from kiting you, prevent the hit and run, just bring 100 food army into the base, take down everything possible, and pretty much never go 80. I mean, in 80 versus 80, it's a lot easier for the undead player to take the fight, as you alluded to. In a 100 food fight, a Night Elf really shines there, especially with these two great AoE heroes. If Maga goes up to 100, as you mentioned, it's just going to favor Alien so much. And the fact that Alien's wasting time running around the map, it just allows Maga to get more gold. It allows him to go up to 100 now, whereas he could have taken the 100 v 80 fight. I agree with you. I think that this is not the proper course of strategy right now, and it's also going to be very amusing when Magadansky goes ahead and hits him mid-trail and just continues to kite him, continues to use the Lich to just do as much damage as possible.
Yeah, also, I mean, it also is kind of hard to kite the Alchemist, but I think, because I mean, if you kite the Alchemist, you just lose a 385 gold Froststorm, but the thing about Maga is just like he can micro better, and he's gonna win hit and run because he's better.
I also don't think we're gonna see any more Frostworms now that the Alchemist hit level 6, or at least not.
Yeah, but destroyers are still 305 gold.
Yep, or somewhere around there at least. I like that Alien put up the Ancient Protector here to do some harassment damage.
Where?
Bottom left.
Oh, that is pretty funny.
Yeah,
it is annoying though.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's stuff like that that actually does make a difference. You see, all the time Magadansky sends out a couple of ghouls to harass while he's hitting. Obviously, there are no ghouls for Night Elf, but an Ancient Protector works just fine, and it forces Magadansky to take time to go over and do it. And look at the AoE done to those hippogriffs there. Nice scrolls by Maga. Does Alien have scrolls on him?
He lost all his hippogriffs. Yep. All of them are gone.
I mean, that's what happens when you do the open air battle. And the bear. Bear goes down as well. So Alien down to 54. He's got enough to rebuild the 100 once. Maga at 80, but has 2,400, so a little bit more leeway there. We'll see. Cumulo is still in the game and has the possibility to provide the wildcard factor. I'm just looking around. He is still producing Mortar, so if he somehow gets his Archmage up to level 6, Mass TP could prove to be very frustrating, if nothing else.
Yeah.
On the other hand, that's still a ways away.
Even if he gets Mass TP, if he gets caught, he loses everything. Like, both their heroes, I mean, both players' heroes could kill all those morts in 2 seconds, 3 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you Mass TP in and then immediately start your TP out, see how much damage the mortars can do. I don't think he's going to try and take an actual fight here. Also, Alien has to be very, very careful not to get himself caught out right now.
Yeah.
There's no way you can take this, but there we go. Alchemist does go ahead and take down one of those destroyers, and that is the strategy he needs to play right now, is just run that Alchemist around. There's not a whole lot that Magadansky can do, especially if he keeps the Dryad on it and make sure that what is he doing? I cannot believe that this fight is going to go very well for Alien.
He was actually looking pretty good before he lost that fight down at the bottom. I think he should have just TP'd out before. I mean, he had like 3 times less hippogriffs than Maga had Gargs, and now he's just going to lose.
Yeah, and he appears to be making more Chimeras too, which, oof, Alchemist going down, had a Onk on it, okay. Yeah, the Chimeras at this point just not helping very much. Panda goes down there. I'm sure Keeper of the Grove is going to have to TP out or die, and the Alchemist does TP now. That's brought Alien down to 38 food right now. This is just not looking good. Dreadlord, close to level 6, needs another 160 experience or so. And I don't know, I still feel like Cumulo could play some type of wildcard factor in here, but Alien's going to need to do quite a bit more damage to Maga's base somehow.
Yeah, I think this is just way over now. Maga's got this pretty easily. Well, he only has 1,600 gold and 66 food, so
yeah,
he can't even go up to 80.
But he does have an expansion that's actually running and 2 more in the works, as opposed to Alien, who is just now putting one out, only has enough to build 3 Wisps or bring them down as he is right now. Magadansky needs to hit Alien for sure and make sure that he gets taken out, which it does look like he's going to do, but presuming that Maga plays this smart, I think you're right, and he has it locked up. Here we go. So Alien actually asking Cumulo if there's anything he can do. And Cumulo looks pretty determined to get this mortar team thing working.
Yeah, such a troll.
He is doing quite a bit of damage to Magadansky, although I'm not sure why taking that Necropolis out matters a whole lot. Going for the Haunted Gold Mine might have actually done a little more damage to him. And this might be a bad fight for Magadansky. If the Hippogriffs and Gargs fight straight up right now, the Hippogriffs are going to be in pretty good position.
He needs that panda.
He does. But here we go. Let's see action tested here, and it does look like Magadansky able to deal with it relatively easily.
Not yet. No, not yet. Nova's strong.
It is, but at this point the other thing is Magadansky really just needs his heroes in order to deal with it. Panda does come back out now, but these three heroes in Hero Arena is going to be...
Hippogriffs won.
Yep. And the Destroyer, if that goes down, that would be problematic. Unfortunately, the Alchemist has gone down, so he's not going to be able to transmute it. Panda is still level 5, so no ultimate for it.
And Infernal.
Yep. This is the point where Hero Arena just... Alien is way outclassed compared to Magadansky, both in terms of hero levels and hero combinations.
I think if they were both 8, 7, 6, Mag would be having quite a bit of trouble.
I completely disagree, but I think that the Undead Nuking's just way too strong, and you throw an Infernal there, I'm in. And Panda goes down. Keeper of the Grove looks like it will be momentarily behind it. Where the hell is... Okay, so we do have the Zeppelins are on the move right now. We'll see if Cumulo is able to do anything. Altar will go down for Alien momentarily. And there we go. No more Alchemist. Alien does have 1,300, but not a whole lot he can do with it unless Cumulo goes ahead and forces a TP out to save him by some miracle.
I don't even see where he is.
Top left. Green moving along the top of the map. Or, I don't know what color it is for you, but... I just tried to ping and realized that that would not work at all.
Why is it different colors? Because he's purple for me.
I just used Replay Viewer, so it goes to the standard 4 colors.
Oh, okay.
I'm too lazy to actually move it into the proper replay pathing for it. So here we go. We are going to have the drop now. Cumulo has a bunch of these mortars out, and if there's going to be any time to fight it, this would be the time. But I have little doubt Magadansky will be able to take him out pretty easily with just the 3 heroes. The one thing I did notice, Cumulo went for the Ziggurats first instead of trying to take down the Black Citadel first. Had it been played out differently, maybe it would have made a difference. I mean, TP does go out for Cumulo, but... Magadansky has one more Necropolis in his base right now. So, I don't know. Regardless, it seems like somewhat of a hopeless strategy. Alien was able to revive his heroes, though. Perhaps a dual front attack will allow them to take Magadansky down, but I'm not overly optimistic.
Yeah, this is over. It's been over for a few minutes. But I didn't notice he got his heroes back, but...
He just taverned them.
Okay.
Okay, let's start with the map in general. What are your initial impressions on the map as that panda does survive by the skinny skin?
I already mentioned my initial impressions at the beginning. Yeah, kind of Cumulo threw what I thought, way off because he rushed someone. So, I mean, you can rush someone early. I mean, the bases are so close. Like, I could walk over to someone's base with... Or, like, if HDRT played this map, he just left the game. I see his name. Like, I totally picture him rushing someone out with Rifleman at the 8-minute mark. And there's nothing you could do about it. Or, if that doesn't happen, you can get a really strong early-late game.
Okay, and if you're going to rush, are you going along the bottom of the map, or the top of the map, or are you going vertical? So, for instance, if you're in bottom left, would you be rushing the top left player or the bottom right player?
I think it's quicker to go vertical, but you get an extra gold mine if you go horizontally. So, just I don't know if that one extra gold mine, because you're already going to get three if you kill someone. I don't know if that one extra gold mine's a deal breaker. I would judge it purely on who would be easier to kill or who I wanted out of the game quicker.
Okay, so you don't think it makes a ton of difference which way you go, aside from going diagonally, of course.
No, not at all, because I don't think that one gold mine will make a difference unless you're playing like a really long, drawn out game. But then there
Okay.
are so many other variables factored in, like you get extra gold, so people are going to want to team you more, and I don't know. What do
Okay.
you think?
I personally would go across the map, or sorry, along the top or along the bottom, just because I feel like that's going to be a more defensible position to hold. And I also think that if you take somebody out vertically, then the person next to you may feel like it'll be very easy to go ahead and take you out. Since I think that we have seen a couple of 1v1s where both players have been going up and down, but I think most likely if you have a 1v1 going vertically, then the other two players are going to be hoarding and not fighting. And so it's going to announce a really opportunistic time to hit you. But that's just my initial impression. I've only seen 2 games on the map, and one of that proved him wrong. So we'll probably find out some more in the tournament. Any takeaways in terms of races on the map? Do you think it particularly favors any race? And if you were a random player, which race would you just initially choose for the map?
I almost think um, human is kind of at a disadvantage because like, you could just get rushed out so easily. But I don't know. Um, you automatically want to say Night Elf and Undead are weaker because everyone gets access to a Goblin Lab and 2 free gold mines. But that just means it's so much easier for Elf and Undead to get a fully maxed out 100 food army very quickly and rush you down. So like even say an Orc can get a fully maxed out army within 20 minutes on this map, Elf could do it in 16 minutes. And when you have 100 food of gems and hippogriffs in your base at the 16-minute mark, you just automatically lose right there. But I think past that point, like if you don't get a really good early game with Undead or Elf, I think Human and Orc are a little bit stronger on this map. But I don't think. Oh, I was gonna say I don't think it's particularly unbalanced for one race or another.
Yeah, I was just going to ask. I mean, human and orc are the strongest late game regardless. I actually think it's a pretty good map for Night Elf. I think that we're going to see a lot of players take advantage of Night Elves getting 2 expansions early on with that creep camp that has all of the dragons at it. I think we may see some humans suffer from it. Actually, probably even see some orcs suffer from it as well. It's rare to see undeads grab 2 expansions really early on, so their normal play style will probably suit the map just fine.
I
Um,
think I think Human will be able to take that air mine, and I think this map even opens up an opportunity to do a Garg tech with Undead.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if that does happen and if it does, how it goes, because as you mentioned, it is a very small map, and while it's pretty hard to rush an undead player out, I think that the opportunity of them pretty much having no units or maybe some ghouls to defend them may lead players to take their chances and try to take them down. But if they
No,
successfully pull it off, then I think you're right.
the thing about the Garg tech is you're not weak after 4 minutes. You're weak before 4 minutes. So if someone comes to your base and hero rushes you, then you're screwed. But I can't picture anyone in free for all doing that. I sometimes if I Garg tech on ladder, I sometimes get rushed by I don't know like a blade master and it sucks. But I don't think people are going to be doing that in FFA because if you get rushed like Cumulo rushed, let's have, then you'll be fine because you'll already have like 4 Gargs, a DK, and a Lich and you could have up to like 8 skeletons at a time. They're not going to be able to take you out. Um, I don't know. Can you picture someone Blade Master rushing you?
I would certainly hope not, but in the tournament, you never know. There are going to be a lot of solo players involved. But in a typical free-for-all game, I do think you're right. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you so much to everybody that has watched. This has been Mage with Dovekie. Anything, last thoughts, parting shots that you want to take, Dovekie?
Oh, well, when's the game this weekend?
Games start at 10 a.m. Eastern, 1600 Central European Time, and 1800 Moscow. There's going to be a maximum of 64 players. We've still got a few registration slots open, but that leads to 3 rounds maximum, so should be going for 6, 7 hours maybe.
Okay. Well, cool. I enjoyed commentating. This is the first time I've ever done it, so let me know if I did an okay job. And if I'm around this weekend and you want, I might be driving to California or I might be here. If you want me to cast any games with you, I'd probably really enjoy it. So yeah.
All right, sounds good. As he said, let him know what you thought of his casting in the comments. Make sure that he keeps coming back, and we'll catch you all later.
It's sad to try to stay the way